Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join me and my co-host, Joseph.
Hello.
And Jehu.
Cacao!
And this week we're in the rainforest.
Every week we've been doing this on Zoom. I've been outside. I don't know why you guys have just heard that.
I don't know. They just have chattier birds today.
I come from a long line of frontiersmen and outdoorsy types.
I struggle to believe that, but all right.
Yeah, I can't hear any birds, so you guys got good hearing.
Well, I'm here. I definitely wouldn't hear it on your end.
That's fair point.
Because I have terrible hearing.
We also didn't work around airplanes for several years of our lives.
Yeah, those things, they really take it out of your ear.
I've literally never met a single person who's gotten out of the armed forces that hasn't told me that they have dramatic hearing loss.
It's a very real problem.
Yeah.
I'll go into more detail on a later date as to why the VA really screws you over.
But this week...
Yeah, we're doing 2007, right?
Yeah.
There was a catchy phrase you pitched.
Oh, I said hidden gems.
Hidden gems, that's right. I already forgot. It was such a terrible idea.
Oh, Jesus.
That's great. That's a good way to start.
I figure we take a look back at this particular year was one that Hurt picked, and I'm not really sure why. I thought I had a very specific idea of why he picked it, but it doesn't seem that way based on some pre-conversation.
Okay, I actually did not pick it based on any movie I thought of that came out that year. The only reason I picked it is because it was a big changeover year. It was the year after that was when everything really started switching to events.
Interesting.
You know, 2008 when Dark Knight comes out, when Iron Man comes out, when the first Hulk movie comes out, and that kind of, even though Transformers had came out the year before, it was kind of influential on that thing. So I kind of thought 2007 might be a good place just because it was the last of a sort of era of filmmaking, I guess. And what even made me think that before you brought this up, I'd been thinking about that year is because in superhero movies, like Ghost Rider and Fantastic Four 2 came out that year. Do those feel like they came out a year before The Dark Knight?
No.
To me, it feels like they came back 5 or 6 years before it. So, I that's just why I pulled that year out of the air, because I thought it might be interesting historically.
Jehu, do you know where this falls in lines with the digital conversion?
It's right when things were really starting to amp up. The rave here in town opened up in 2006, I think, and it was one of the first digital theaters in the country. But by 2007, it was really starting to catch on, and all the new theaters that were building digital.
I worked at W Street in 2007. Little fun fact.
Oh, so were you there when they had those first two digitals, and there was all the horror stories of Apocalypto, it freezing on the severed balls and stuff like that?
I do remember there being drama, but I was not in the loop enough to know what the drama was. I was very quiet and kept to myself.
I was about to say, you're 16 years old, fresh-faced and
Yep.
bushy-tailed.
Well, I was out of the life then, but, I still knew people who were in the life. And apparently the early days of those first 2 or 3 digital projectors they had problem-filled. They had a Superman Returns that froze and they could not get going again. But the more memorable one was there's a scene in Apocalypto where they chop off an animal's testicles and they hold them right up to the camera. And apparently the movie froze on that spot.
That's great.
Just like Mel Gibson wanted.
And it had subtitles, and subtitles below said "the balls." So yeah, that's good times.
That is good times. There were a lot of big movies that came out this year, but I figured this is kind of a fun thing to go back and look at some of the movies that weren't necessarily as commercially successful, or maybe not even ones that are just as remembered as we think they probably should be. Some of the movies that are quality that either didn't make money or didn't grab the audience that maybe they deserved.
Yeah, I have a list of some that I wanted to talk about, but I think, Joseph, you have a master list you want to go through?
I don't have a master list. I have a list in order of how much money they made. But most importantly, what hurt? What are you making fun of me for?
I just chose the alphabet is what I chose. But yeah,
That's
go
how
for it.
Wikipedia has it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mostly had this because I want to talk about the top movies of this year, the ones that don't need any introduction. Though, to be fair, a lot of them you may not have ever gone back to. Pirates of the Caribbean worldwide was Pirates of the Caribbean 3 was the number one movie of the year. Domestic, it was Spider-Man 3. Harry Potter 5, The Order of the Phoenix was number 2. Spider-Man 3 was number 3. Shrek 3, Transformers, Ratatouille, I Am Legend, 300. Those are the top whatever that is. 8,
Dude,
9.
that's crazy because I without even looking at it, I was just convinced that it was Transformers. That's crazy that it was like 8th or 9th.
It was 5th.
Crazy. I mean, and that's also crazy that Pirates 3 did that much money because I think people looked back on it as a failure.
I mean, it was the end of that trilogy, if there is such a thing, of the original 3. And even though I think it was the least favorably reviewed and remembered of it, I think people were still kind of. It's funny because Spider-Man 3 is right there below it. It's the same kind of thing. You know, they both were very commercially successful, but killed all the goodwill towards the franchise. So, did you want to start with my master list, or any ones that you have a particular passion for?
I think go. I know the one on here that'll probably be on all our lists, but you go ahead and start, and let's see where we go.
Sure. One that I think is on a lot of its stars all the time, or one of those other not HBO channels. But I've never seen it since it was in theaters, which is American Gangster with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe for some reason.
Man, if this movie wasn't 5 hours long, I probably would watch it a second time, but it is so long.
Does it have Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think? I know it's got Idris Elba in it.
Yep. It's got Josh Brolin in it.
Yep.
The main thing I remember about Josh Brolin in this movie is I didn't know who he was at this time, and there was an actor on General Hospital at the time who looked very similar, and I was really excited for him. I was like, man, this is a leg up for him. He's in a Denzel movie. Ridley Scott directed, but it wasn't him. It was Josh Brolin.
So this is like based on a true story, right?
Right.
About Denzel Washington, who becomes this kind of low-key, terrifying, revered and feared gangster in, I don't even remember if it's New York. And Russell Crowe is the cop trying to hunt him down and bring him to justice. But again, there's almost no reason for Russell Crowe to even have a character. They're kind of like dual build in this movie, but it's a Denzel movie.
It's totally a Denzel movie. I mean, Russell's biggest character moments in it are talking about a microwave oven, so it really is Denzel's movie.
Yeah, for sure. But it's pretty good. I like it a lot.
I was going to say, I like it a lot too. I don't think it was great reviewed at the time, but I enjoyed watching it.
It made more money than I thought it did. I'm just gonna knock it. These might be on some of your lists. I know one of them's probably on your list, Hurt, but I just noticed that this is a weirdly good year for kind of screwball comedies that have kind of achieved cult status since they came out.
Right.
Including Blades of Glory with John Heder and Will Ferrell.
I almost put this one on my list.
Yeah, it is on my list. Totally. I love this movie.
Balls of Fury, the ping pong movie with Christopher Walken. And good.
I was going to say Balls of Fury wants to be dodgeball so bad. And I think it's remembered poorly because it's not dodgeball, but it has some funny shit in it. It has all the guys from the state. I like it a lot.
It's really just got what's his name? Dan Fogel.
Yeah, he's the lead, I think.
Yeah. Like that was the first time I had really seen him in anything. I was like, oh, this guy's really funny. Why isn't he in more things? He's objectively the
other guys who are just like him.
I guess so. He is objectively the best part of the Fantastic Beasts franchise. But yeah, it's a really dumb movie about ping pong, and it's a lot of fun.
Right.
It's a ping pong kung fu movie, really. And then Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Walk Hard, man. This movie deserves an Oscar just for Jack White's performance as Elvis.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's just mumbling nonsense. I love it. Yeah, I like this movie a lot too.
And I know that you said this on the podcast before, that you're kind of amazed that music biopics even exist after this movie.
It tears them down so perfectly. I would be so fucking embarrassed to make one of those movies after that came out.
And a movie that, I don't really like, but I know a lot of people have a fond affection for, Andy Samberg's Hot Rod.
Hot Rod is on my list.
Yeah, I knew it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Hot Rod a lot.
Which is what is he like trying to be like Evel Knievel? I can't remember what this was.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's trying to do stunts.
Yeah, he's trying to do like Evel Knievel, jackass type stunts. Well, Ian McShane plays his stepdad. They fight. It's a good movie. Definitely for those type movies, it's a good movie.
Yeah, if you made me choose between this and Napoleon Dynamite, I'm probably taking this movie.
I would go with that too. It's more laugh out loud funny.
But I was surprised by I don't know how many usually come out in a year, but I feel like all four of those are very, very beloved by the people who love them and well remembered and well watched by those people.
I think we were still in the wake of, the success of Anchorman, and there was just a lot of those movies cranking out during that time before, again, the event movies kind of took all those screens.
Yeah. Also, it's amazing to me how long Andy Samberg's been working, because to me, he's still like the young upcomer on SNL, even though he's been off SNL forever.
Right.
But this is in 2007, so this is 13 years ago.
Yeah, totally. He's old now. He's an old.
I know it. He's probably the age that I imagine Adam Sandler.
Right.
He's the age that I imagine Adam Sandler to be in my head.
Man, 2007 has a classic Adam Sandler movie to it. And I mean classic, I mean not at all.
Are you talking about Reign Over Me, or what is that movie?
No, Chuck and Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck and Larry is one of those things that, man, I almost want to see it now just to see how fucking canceled it is. like there are things in that movie that I bet at the time almost seemed progressive, that was almost like watching it, you were like, oh wow, these guys are really trying to say something nice for gay people here. And looking back now, it would be the most homophobic shit you've ever seen in your life.
From what I understand, that's how Jessica Biel was pitched the movie, is that this is going to be like really a progressive movie for like gay people and queer people everywhere. Really, the joke is, hey, what if you were gay, man?
Right. That's what's funny. Wouldn't it be funny if these two men were in love?
Oh, it's yeah. I haven't seen it since it came out either, but I imagine that it is super duper canceled. Though if anyone's watched it recently, please write in. I'd love to know how it is.
One of the things that makes me assume that it's canceled is I never even see it show up on shitty cable. It just never pops up anymore. It's like it's been erased from existence.
So here I got four movies that I think have all kind of also achieved cult status in their own respective genres. The first of which is one that I don't know if is it Christian that likes this. Someone likes this. Stardust with
I like Stardust. Yeah. Well, apparently we both do.
Robert De Niro and the guy from Daredevil and the girl from Hellboy 2 and other people.
Okay.
It's it's like a fun fairy tale fantasy adventure.
Neil Gaiman book, right?
Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess. Yeah.
I don't think this was as commercially successful as it was hoped to be, but it actually didn't do too bad.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it was a huge success, but I know a lot of people probably make this comparison. I think it's like a natural sequel to The Princess Bride. It's the same love fantasy comedy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not as good as that, but the closest thing we've gotten to it.
I would agree with that. It has a very similar vibe. It's having fun with the fairy tales and stuff like that, but I agree it's not as good.
The next one I have is 30 Days of Night, the Alaskan vampire flick with Josh Hartnett and the guy who was Colonel Stryker in Wolverine Origins.
Also based on a comic, Steve Niles.
Yeah. Which is basically the idea that there's this Alaskan town where, during the winter solstice where it's just dark for, I guess, 30 days.
I think it's Barrow, Alaska. It's a real place. I like this movie. I think it's pretty good.
It's a fun concept. It's especially at a time, 2007, when vampires were getting defanged. To really dig into the horror aspect of vampires again.
Yeah, because these were not tortured sad vampires.
They did not sparkle.
Right, they wanted you for dinner.
They glistened with blood.
It was an interesting version of vampires in that I think they're almost portrayed as animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty animalistic, but they're also not stupid. which is the scarier part. They've got that feral energy, but are also like can out tactic you.
But I don't remember them like speaking.
No, I don't think that they do.
They like have this like weird like growl talk or something to each other. Fun movie.
It is a fun
Also,
movie.
the last time anyone's seen Josh Hartnett.
100%. I think that all the time. Actually, wait, was it this or Precinct 13? Which one came first? Precinct, Sultan Precinct, whatever that one was.
The Sultan's Precinct came first.
Okay, so yeah, this is the last time that anyone's seen Josh Hartnett.
I will say, I did see a trailer yesterday for a movie that he has coming out.
Oh, cool.
So he is still alive.
Yeah, he was going to be the next thing, and then he was just gone.
I feel like there was a time when Ethan Hawke and Josh Hartnett were replaceable individuals in that same kind of young up and comer, fresh faced role, and those guys have aged really differently.
Yeah.
Wasn't Josh Hartnett supposed to be Superman at one point?
He was. I want to say he was like cast as Superman, but then the Superman that he was cast in didn't happen. I think he was cast in the J.J. Abrams.
I'd love to be cast as a Superman that we'd make fun of. Maybe not actual Superman, but like a Superman knockoff that's there to show off how ridiculous Superman is.
Right.
The other one that
episode, all the Supermen that could have been.
Oh my God! Why are we not doing that right now? All right. Anyway, come back to that. One that I know is on all of our lists that may not even be that not beloved, but I could not mention it. 3:10 to Yuma, which I think is
was the one I said was going to be on all our lists. So.
Yeah. Is that James Mangold?
Yep.
Yeah.
James Mangold.
Yeah.
Christian Bale,
Russell Crowe, Ben Foster in the only role that Ben Foster's good at. You know, it's I think is Christian Bale just like a farmer who got injured in like the war or something?
Yes.
Who just kind of gets he's the fish out of water, stuck on this mission to transport the most dangerous criminal in the West, which is Russell Crowe, along with a group of others to the train station in Yuma to send him off to prison. And it's such a great time, man. Everything about it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a real good movie. And it definitely is one that at the time I can remember from living the life. Like, you just brought up Stardust, which, didn't do well nationally, but we packed that fucking thing out in Pensacola. But this movie was a ghost town when it came out. And I remember being pissed at America about that because it's fucking great.
That's a damn shame.
Do you think it's because it's a remake, Jehu?
I think it's because it's a remake, and I think it was just a bad time to put out a Western.
I just don't think it was advertised well. I think I saw it in theaters, but I wasn't expecting to have a good time because I didn't really know a lot about it. And then I went and I was like, oh, this is great. I think about there's one line where there's this seasoned old Pinkerton that's along the transport. There's spoilers for this movie, and for the most part, him and Russell Crowe have a pretty good repartee of they've had this long-standing relationship, but at one point he calls Russell Crowe's mom a whore, and Russell Crowe pushes him off a mountain and kills him and says, "Even bad men love their mamas." And it's great.
Yeah, that's good times.
I'm a big fan of this movie. The last one on this list that's definitely a cult movie. These are all different genres. Alex Garland written, Danny Boyle directed, Sunshine.
Ooh, I love Sunshine.
Sunshine also comes up a lot on this podcast.
Good. I think it should.
Yeah, I won't go into it much because we've talked about it a lot, but I'm a big fan of this movie. And this is really when I knew Chris Evans was the perfect guy to play Captain America.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stars you like. It's written by a guy you like. It's directed by a guy you like. If you haven't seen it, it's a solid sci-fi thriller horror kind of vibe. I dig it.
Especially in the worst decade of sci-fi.
For sure. Also, this year had two really good shoot 'em up movies that I feel like have stood the test of time that at least I really enjoy. One of which is Shoot 'em Up with Clive Owen.
I felt like that's probably where this was leading.
And the other one being I say smoking, like I'm the whitest person on earth. Smoking Aces.
Smoking Aces was 2007? That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It feels like it was farther back than that to me.
Honestly, there's I could explain the plot of these movies, but it's mostly just people shooting at each other, and it's a lot of fun. They're both do it in a fun way.
Well, I mean, the Clive Owen one is almost like a parody of these kind of movies. That's also just a real good one of these movies.
Yes. I'm not sure that Smoking Aces isn't a parody of something. I mean, it's really over the top.
I mean, I think it might morph into parody, but I don't think it went there on purpose.
Oh, I gotcha. Also, the only role that Jeremy Piven is good at.
He's so great, though. Joel Edgerton and Chris Pine are the best two in this movie, though.
Yeah, Chris Pine is unrecognizable. I could keep digging into some of these lists, but I might want to get into some of the really obscure stuff. Are there any ones that you guys really want to hit on before we get to the meat?
One I was going to bring up, and I don't think you can really call this be a hidden gem or not, because it actually made more money than anyone on earth thought it would. But I just think it's great, and everyone should see it. The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. Have you guys seen this one?
Was that this year?
This is a documentary, right?
Yeah, it came out in 2007. King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. Yeah, it's a documentary about these guys fighting to have the world's record on Donkey Kong. And if that sounds boring to you, I assure you it's not. It is cutthroat as fuck. Highly recommend it. I have one more that I don't know where this falls on hidden gems or not, but I think it was a really good movie that I don't think people remember. Do you guys remember Michael Clayton, George Clooney?
The only reason I didn't mention it is because that actually made quite a lot of money. But yes.
I mean, particularly for the amount of money that was spent on it, it made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Damn, is it good?
It's really good. It's him. It's Tilda Swinton. He's a professional fixer for rich people, I guess, just in general. And I can't remember how it turns on him, but kind of gets in over his head and has to use all of his fixing experience and knowledge to get himself out of a jam. And he's great, and Tilda Swinton, as always, is great. It's a solid. I guess it's a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, and man, that final confrontation with him and Tilda Swinton, no action in it whatsoever, but it's so action packed.
It's really great.
I love that fucking scene.
One that we have not talked about that I think is really good that I don't think a lot of people saw, TMNT, the animated Ninja Turtles movie.
I did not see that.
That's easily the best live action Turtles movie. That shit's dope.
It's really good. It kind of plays like a quasi episode sequel to the old cartoon. It's got Patrick Stewart in it as like an immortal god character. It's really, really good. The other one that I know Joseph hates, but I really enjoy, Into the Wild. Killer Pearl Jam sound.
I'm mostly just I'm mostly just against this on principle, but I can see why you'd be into it.
Yeah. Dude travels to Alaska listening to Eddie Vedder music. I mean, it's like my life story. And the only other one I had that, I mean, I'm not entirely sure it's good, but I've watched it multiple times and I enjoy it, Across the Universe.
Okay, good. I had that on my list also. I love this movie. I think it's good.
I mean, definitely Rave Motion Pictures in 2007 fucking loved this movie. Everybody was all about this fucking movie.
Well, see, now you know. Like, that's the cause and effect. I worked at W Street. Here we are 12 years later, 13 years later. I still enjoy this movie.
But this is it's a music. I mean, it's not a musical, but it's a musical movie, if that makes any sense, about the Beatles and about the time around the Beatles and kind of the things that influenced them without ever actually involving the Beatles.
It's very pretty and shiny. Yeah.
It's very shiny.
It was one of those things that I think 5 years earlier or 5 years later, it would have been huge. But for some reason, right when it came out, nobody really seemed to care.
I just got Bono in it.
It does have Bono in it. I just can't believe that guy, like this movie and The Crazies, that guy who plays not Jim Sturgis, the other guy in Across the Universe. It was always that standout performance for me. And I don't know why that guy has never done anything.
Yeah, his bit when he's going through the recruiting line.
He's great.
Great. Best part of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. I really like this one. I stand by it.
We talked about the other ones on my list, so I'm out now.
All right. Well, I got two that I want to mention for other people that aren't here, because I know that if Ian was here, he would want to talk about Eastern Promises. Eastern Promises with Viggo Mortensen. I want to say it's a Cronenberg. No, not a Cronenberg. I can't remember. What's the other guy that?
No, I think it is Cronenberg.
Is it? Okay, good. Yeah, Viggo Mortensen plays a Russian gangster. He's crazy badass.
Everyone is hard as balls in this movie. Everybody is so intense.
Is it this one or History of Violence that has the naked fight?
I believe it's this.
It's this one.
Okay, right on. Yeah, the naked fight is memorable. It's very naked.
It sticks with you.
Yeah.
The other one I had to mention for our buddy Zach is the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Did this come out this year?
It did.
I'm the same way on that. This feels like 2014 or something.
I will one day watch this movie, but it's 3 hours long, so I probably won't actually ever watch this movie. But I really like Killing Them Softly, and I hear this one's even better.
This is Brad Pitt and Casey Affleck, right?
Correct, yeah. But that brings me to my deep cut list, which I'm happy about because I really thought that some of these were going to be on you guys' list. The only one that I want to talk about on this podcast, I saw it was on 2007, and I wrote it in all caps on my sheet. Black Snake Moan.
I love this movie.
My goddamn shit.
Black Snake Moan was 2007?
2007.
That's good. I must have did a lot of shit in 2007 because the other one I was really surprised about was Smoking Aces. Smoking Aces, Black Snake Moan, and all these other ones we've talked about, 3 different jobs. I associate them with 3 different jobs. But Black Snake Moan's great. If I'd known it was coming out on this year, definitely I would have been wanted to talk.
This is the most insane premise for a movie that I can't imagine being pitched to a studio. That I still like. If I went back and watched it now, I don't know if it would be super cringy, but I remember at the time, I was like 17 or 18. It was fantastic. I got hooked in by the sex appeal, and it was just a great story. It's a story about Christina Ricci, who's like a genuine, like uncontrollable nymphomaniac who gets dumped on the side of the road after some drinking and sexing and whatever. And old man Samuel L. Jackson, who is probably about as old as he is now in this movie.
He's been 61 years old for 30 years.
For sure. As kind of like this disgruntled, grumpy old man who's, I think his wife left him for his brother or something, who finds her and chains her to his radiator until she gets all the sin out of her. And I know that sounds insane, and it may very well not pass the V2 test these days. But it's a surprisingly heartwarming movie. I really like this movie.
You skipped over what I think is the craziest part, which is it's a Justin Timberlake playing his version of Forrest Gump.
Something like it.
I mean, I don't think that was too much of a stretch for him. There's still some Florida in Justin Timberlake.
This movie, at least as far as I remember, really great. Samuel L. Jackson is a blues guitarist, plays blues guitar and sings in it. Again, it's just, despite what I've just described to you, it's surprisingly like a heartwarming, like heartfelt story and connection between these two people. I really love this movie.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but
this is my hidden gem of this year.
Another reason why it's hard for me to believe this was 2007 is one of the big things I remember from this movie is, right when GIFs or GIFs, whichever you want to call it, were breaking big on MySpace, the first one I really loved was the one that was sort of like a moving shot of Samuel L. Jackson just staring at you. Do you guys remember this at all? Do you remember this?
I do remember this.
Form of communication?
Yeah. And
that just feels so much earlier. It's like, doing things on MySpace seems earlier than 2007.
For sure.
It's so weird to me. I think it's kind of what you're talking about, Jehu, in the beginning, which is it's prior to event movies.
Right.
There's a weird collection in here of movies that feel more recent and feel farther away. None of them feel like they came out in 2007.
Exactly. It's like it's where it's sitting right on that fence. Half of them seem like they came like right after the 90s, and half of them seem like they came out in like 2014.
Yeah, exactly.
So Black Snake Moan was the last one in my list that made over $1 million. It made $10 million. The only one I wanted to mention that I actually haven't seen, but it's just kind of, I feel like, important, is the Japanese animated movie called Paprika, which is by like an acclaimed director named Satoshi Kon, who's done like some other really influential work that built the Wachowskis' career. But most importantly, this movie is very much about like dreams, and the whole concept and a lot of direct scenes were lifted for the premise of Christopher Nolan's Inception.
Oh,
all right.
But this movie didn't even make $1 million, so fuck you, Chris Nolan.
A movie that I think probably has gained some popularity since its release, but I know wasn't super popular when it first came out. The Stephen King adaptation, The Mist.
Oh yes, I did actually put this on my list.
Oh yeah, that did come out this year too. Yeah, this is a great movie.
Frank Darabont, I think, also did this one.
Frank Darabont, yeah.
All the Frank Darabont regulars are there.
This movie is excellent.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it didn't get more play or more love when it came out, but if you could just give me one movie from this year, it probably would be this. Like, I think it's really underrated, and all the performances are great. The ending is just spectacular.
Such a kick in the gut.
Yeah, God, it's a good time. Well, it's not a good time, but it's a good movie to watch.
I honestly think if this movie came out right now, it would fucking kill. And it might be the movie for right now.
I know, just re-release it. You
Yeah,
don't need to remake it.
Yeah, because it seems, it seems like it has something to say about where we are right now.
Yeah, it feels very relevant, especially the world we're currently living in.
Yeah.
You mean being stuck inside?
Correct.
That's a good one. The last one I had on my list is the one that I thought was going to be Hurt's whole reason for doing this year, because if I remember correctly, this is one of Sarah's favorite movies. Wrist Cutter's a Love Story.
You know what? I did not even know she's a fan of that.
I could be wrong, but I feel like you told me that at some point.
I mostly just, the only thing I remember about this movie is the poster. It had a really cool poster.
This is a super low budget indie flick. It's essentially about a guy who commits suicide. You know, it's called Wrist Cutter's a Love Story. You knew it was coming, but he finds out after he's killed himself that there is a special purgatory just for people who commit suicide. That's exactly like the world that regular Earth, but just a little bit shittier, and nobody can smile. And it's a road movie. He's trying to find. He killed himself to make his girlfriend mad, and then he finds out after he's dead that his girlfriend also killed herself. So he's trying to find her in this weird alternate world, and meets new people and finds it's a road movie. Whatever you're going there for in the first place is not what happens at the end. But it's very charming. It's especially for a movie that looks like it was made for like $3 million or less. It's good, and it's got Tom Waits in it.
All right.
I have totally forgotten about this movie's existence, but I remember it being pretty good.
It was one of the first things that was on Netflix when Netflix didn't have any real content. So it was one of the first.
That's where I saw it.
It was one of the first things that I watched on Netflix, and I was glad I did because it's a good movie.
Yeah, Netflix totally used to be like the bin of movies you'd find at Big Lots.
For sure. Yeah.
I think it was kind of better back then because it made me discover things.
Oh, for sure. I completely agree with you. I'm nostalgic for early Netflix days. Can't wait to tell my kids about it. And the last one I have on the list this list isn't actually a gem. I don't think it was a really good movie, but it was a Ryan Reynolds, Melissa McCarthy vehicle called The Nines. That was kind of a drama. That was it's hard to describe exactly what it was about because I hardly remember it, and I think it was kind of unclear when I watched it. But it's like a reincarnation kind of movie where they keep running into each other in these alternate lives and forming a connection, and there's like a greater string between like these different experiences and whatever. But I was just amazed when I looked at it. I looked at like box office numbers. It's a movie with Ryan Reynolds. I don't know when peak Ryan Reynolds is, but this doesn't seem far off peak Ryan Reynolds. And Melissa McCarthy, who was a well-known person even still in 2007, made $130,000.
Holy cow!
So look, I don't know if this movie's good, but I feel this is like a pity mention. I feel like it should be a little bit more than $130,000 worth.
I wonder what his royalty checks look like from it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I feel like they probably spent $30,000 just on catering.
Yeah,
at least.
But I think that's it. Unless you guys have anything else.
No, I think we hit on everything I wanted to hit on.
But see, I mean, all the things that we mentioned, I think are worth checking out. But especially if you're looking to expand your horizons, do different things. Black Snake Moan is fantastic. The Mist is really good.
3:10 to Yuma.
I think those. I feel good about those. Those are probably my favorite ones of the list.
If I was going to recommend any one, it'd be The Mist. The Mist is the movie for right now.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's Hidden Gems of 2007. I would like to do a few more of these in the future. I think it's pretty fun to go back and see. You're surprised at what came out when, and some things were more successful than I remembered, and some things were not successful at all.
The most surprising one to me, you're talking about came out, is I Am Legend. That movie feels like 20 years old.
Absolutely, it does.
Right, totally.
I was like going into college, and it's weird to me that's the same time period.
Yeah. But cool, that's it for Hidden Gems 2007. If you guys out there can think of anything else that you remember from that year or that we missed, please let us know. We'd love to hear about it. In the meantime, what have we been watching during our extended quarantine, guys?
I want to go last.
Okay. I'll go first. I am on the anime train. I think Christian is also on the anime train during
Very
this
much so.
crazy time. I started watching we finished My Hero Academia this season, and it's really good. I don't think it's as good as the last season, but I still think it's just like one of the most consistently entertaining, engaging shows that I've seen that's still going on. So I'm happy about it. We started watching Demon Slayer, which is, it's a charming Japanese show about a brother who becomes a demon slayer after his sister gets turned into a demon, and he just desperately wants to change her back into a human. And it's hard to sell because it's mostly built on the charisma of the characters, but it's a fun show. I recommend it. And I just finished yesterday another anime that's about Vikings, which is a weird combination of words, called the Vinland Saga, which is phenomenal. Like, it's really, really, really good. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's kind of like, and I'm going to use this, and I feel like it's going to be taken the wrong way, but it's kind of like the Troy or the Trojan War for Vikings. So don't think of like the movie Troy if you don't like it. If you do like that movie, think about it. It's kind of a mixture of, it's about like real historical events, and kind of about like the greater political machinations and military strategy, but it also focuses very much on like these smaller characters and groups of characters, and they're like real people just trying to like make it in a world that hates them. And it's got a mixture of kind of regular folk and these characters that are fighters, soldiers that are kind of larger than life, but not so larger than life to be outrageous. Like just teetering on the edge of like, this could have been a real person. This could have been, it sounds kind of like, it's almost like campfire stories of like, military exploits of like these great heroes, where it's just like a little bit exaggerated, but it's just got really, really great characters. It's just a really interesting story. I highly recommend it. It's 24 episodes. And I hope they make another season.
Right on.
Jay Hugh?
Oh, yeah, my go. Okay, man, I've watched so much soap opera shit during the quarantine, but I really feel like I want to wait till I see you guys to give that update. Like, I want to see
so you can see our eyes glass over.
Exactly. Like I don't want to wonder what the expression on your faces are. So I'm going to save that. I watched more of Star Trek Discovery, and man, Jones, I really need you to hurry up and get to that, because I think it sucks, but I need confirmation. Because the thing is, it was created by Brian Fuller, the Hannibal guy,
the first season,
right? And I think he dropped out maybe halfway through the first season, because there's like a specific point when all the characters just become stupid, and it never really recovers. In the beginning of the second season, it seems like, oh, well, maybe it's gonna, because that's when they bring in Captain Pike and they start doing more Star Trek-y things. But about halfway through, it just turns back to the same dumb shit. And I want to find out if I'm being too hard on it, or if it actually is just a shitty show. It's great looking, and there's a lot of good actors in it, but the stories just seem fucking dumb.
Yeah, Kate and I we're probably 2 weeks out from finishing Next Generation, and I want to just pay for CBS All Access one time,
right,
to do Picard and Discovery all at once. So Give me a few weeks and I'll get to it. After you mentioned it last week, I was tempted to just go and watch it this week, though.
Right. It definitely, man, the first few episodes are really cool because, like I said, it has some really cool design stuff. Their take on the Klingons is the scariest the Klingons had ever looked. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's turned into a chore for me to finish it up. But that's all I got.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched a bunch of stuff this week. I'm going to save the best for last, though. I started Sword Art Online, and I finished it, and started Sword Art Online 2.
No!
I had watched the first half of the first season, and if you're familiar with that show, the second half of the first season takes a real weird incest turn, which is like incest is a main plot point.
I mean, I would say it's really weird. It's kind of a standard anime trope.
Yeah,
as much as we'd like to ignore it.
It's like we introduce a second main character, and that main character is only there because she's in love with her brother. And so that had always kind of turned me off, and it gets real kind of like sexual assaulty. And
I just want to interrupt for a second and say there was like a millisecond pause there where I thought this is going to take a dark turn, because when it said it really turns me, I was like, oh my god, he's going to stay on. Go ahead.
So I had struggled to make it through, and then I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna push through. It doesn't get better. I am in the second. I'm about halfway through the second season. I probably will finish it, but I don't think I'm going to do the spinoff show.
I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you. The end of the second season is actually better than most of the other stuff, but it's not worth getting that far.
Maybe I'll. I'm sure I'll push through to the end. But also on the anime train, I watched Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
I watched the last season. So I started back over at the beginning, and I've tried to watch that show like 3 or 4 times, and that I started the first season and I didn't really get into it, and then I finished the first season and didn't really get into the second season, and then I finally made it through that, and I was like, I know they did like a big lore dump at the end of season 3. I want to see all that stuff. I'm just gonna go through it. And my biggest problem with that show is it's really twofold. Number one, it's an intense show.
I was about to say, it's hard to binge because it just gets heavy, man.
It's super heavy. And the other thing is it does my least favorite thing in modern anime, which is 5-minute internal monologues in 10-second decisions.
Oh, yeah. Then you hate Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. Aaron goes on these like long rants that like convince himself to do this thing, and he has like a microsecond to make a decision, but God, it's half the episode. It's him just talking in his head.
Yeah.
And that does loosen up a little bit as the show goes on, but in the first season, especially the beginning half of the second season when he's really trying to master his thing. In Attack on Titan's defense though, it is such a cool world. And it's such a cool, like, new version of the mech genre.
Uh-huh.
And it's got great characters. I mean, I think all the side characters are better than, like, Aaron, Armin, and whatever the girl's name. Or, like, my least... Mika-san. Are 3 of my least favorite characters in the show. But, like, Levi, Irvin, and Hanji, all 3 are super interesting to me.
I was saying to you before we started recording that I'm not an anime expert, but I've watched a fair amount in my day. And Levi, to me, is like head and shoulders the coolest anime character that I've ever seen.
Levi's like big takedown at the end of season 3 is super awesome.
It's incredible. And
it's
also
like the first time in a long time they really use that character to do something impressive, and it is an awesome moment.
It's really fun. Also, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to watch it, but the ending to that season is so satisfying and bittersweet. Ugh, kills me. Yep. I loved the last episode.
I watched Little Women.
Have you not seen it yet?
I had not. I think takes me up to all of the nominees for Best Picture this year.
I mean, a little late. Well, you got there, I guess.
It counts. I really like that movie. I feel like you and Ian kind of undersold it. I don't think it deserved to be Best Picture, but it's really fun, and everyone's really good in it. Chris Cooper freaking knocks it out of the park.
Chris Cooper's great.
Him and Florence Pugh are really the standouts.
Yeah, Florence Pugh is so good. Also, random celebrity gossip news. Did you guys see that Florence Pugh is dating Zach Braff?
I did. And
doesn't that just ruin a lot of things for you?
Man, if I were a celebrity, what could have happened to me?
But that just brings me something that I haven't tried yet, but I'm really fascinated in. Zach Braff and Donald Faison have a podcast where they watch Scrubs. I really want to try that out.
Oh, damn. I kind of want to listen to that also.
I like that movie. I also watched Emma this week, and that was really good.
It looks good.
The color palette is aesthetically quite pleasing. And the cast is great. Anya Taylor-Joy is really good as the lead. Emma's an interesting story in that nobody's really likable, especially her. She's the least likable character.
I think that's the key to comedy.
Man, it's good. I really, if it's dry and it's kind of heavy on extremely proper English that no one uses anymore, but I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it.
And Bill Nighy's in it, I think.
Bill Nighy is in it, and he is the best part. His timing in it is perfect. And finally, I watched Cats.
Yeah!
All right!
That is the biggest turd of a movie I have ever seen.
All right.
Should it be our episode next week?
Oh, if you guys want to do Cats, I'm down for saving my thoughts.
I'll
unbelievably terrible.
I'll watch it if that's what you guys want to do next week.
I would absolutely do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right.
Then I'll save the rest of my thoughts.
Awesome.
I'm really excited.
That's it.
All right. Cool. I feel like we've gotten like 3 episodes ideas from this episode.
Hey.
The episode was terrible, but at least we got some ideas out.
Yeah. Our podcast is just ideas for other podcasts. Good. So that gets it for this week. Next week, we're going to do Cats, which I'm sure that Sarah will be very excited to see. Hurt?
Yeah. She's gonna be really into that.
In the meantime, thanks for listening, guys. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. If you want to get in touch with us and tell us what you feel about any of the things that we've ever talked about, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com or on Facebook at realphonies or on Instagram at real_phonies. I've got this email like a million years ago, and I forgot about it. Zach sent us a list of his Star Wars movies because he watched them all in a row last month, but I just forgot to mention it. So here's Zach's list, or Zach's ranking of the Star Wars movies, if you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
From bottom to top: Attack of the Clones, The Last Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Solo, Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, The Phantom Menace, Rise of Skywalker, Rogue One, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I mean, the real shocker there to me is how high you put a Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I that was my thing too. Putting Phantom Menace over Return of the Jedi, I cannot condone.
Oh yeah,
otherwise
super.
Otherwise, solid list.
Yeah. I forget you. Well, at least one of you likes Rogue One. I cannot condone Rogue One's existence.
I don't think either of us like Rogue One.
No, I don't think either of us do either.
Second worst movie.
Oh, good. Oh, y'all hate Rogue One. Zach, what are you doing?
I'm not really, even though I don't like Rogue One a lot, I'm not really surprised when someone does. Because there's I don't know, it does fill a spot that no other Star Wars movie does. So I could see how someone would like it, even though I don't agree with it.
I am interested. The Rise of Skywalker at number 4 is real high. I mean, it's above Return of the Jedi. It's above Phantom Menace. It's above all kinds of things.
I mean, definitely just ranking the sequel trilogy, I don't see how Force Awakens isn't always on top.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
Zach, I think your list is wrong. Is what I'm saying. So I think you should go back and rewatch them all and re-rank them and let us know. Thanks for tuning in.
Opinions are subjective, except for yours. It's wrong.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is actually it for this week. Thanks again for joining us, and thanks to Zach for our art and for sending us his Star Wars thoughts, and thanks to Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.